All right, guys, a little different topic today. I'm going all the way to plastic. Super out of character for us. We are, after all, Maker Table Metal Shop. We do a lot of metal fabrication, metal cutting, metal design, Why in the world are we messing with a 3D printer? A couple years ago, I did one of my very first YouTube videos about what the heck are 3D printers, why is everybody so excited about them, because I just didn't see it, I didn't get it. I did not see any sort of real applications in the shop, in my life. I just thought the technology was not quite there yet. Okay guys, this is one of the downfalls of 3D printing. I did a little bit more digging and learning, met a few people that do it on a regular basis and have little Etsy shops based around 3D printing, and really got a newfound respect and a little bit more interest for the whole 3D printing thing. The real question is though, how can you use it in a metal shop? Why would I or someone like you want one of these things in a metal shop, and what can it do for you? What has blown me away is the power of having a plasma table here in the shop. We built the plasma at the very beginning of this channel and built this entire business around the capabilities of that machine, which lets you make a ton of jigs, a lot of cool custom parts, neat little assemblies that you can tab and slot together, all kinds of cool stuff where you can really make your own custom tools or storage around the shop. But that's not accessible for everybody at every level. While 3D printing is so much cheaper and more affordable and easier to get into, that I think it is the best way to force yourself to learn 3D design, some software like CAD, CAM, and that whole workflow, because basically all you're doing is designing something, slicing it up into G-code, and sending it to a machine, which is the exact same process of a plasma table. You design something, slice it up in a G-code, and send it to your machine. So in all reality, learning to 3D print is building your skill set to help you get set up to later on run a CNC plasma table, wood router, laser, etc., because it's the exact same principles. It still runs on G-code, and that's what I'm really excited about with 3D printing, and to share with you guys and hopefully just give you some ideas. I'm not an expert by any means, so I'm not trying to be here telling you exactly how to 3D print or get started in it, but I think there's something valuable here for all of you guys that I really want to show you what's possible with these machines and how you can use them around the shop. I really have no idea all the capabilities of this machine, but I have found a couple simple use cases around here that I want to show you guys because I think you guys could find this useful. First thing I want to go over is this really cool little business card / handout. Really all it is a gauge. You get them with, I know whenever I bought my Hobart welders, they threw a free one in there. You go to a welding show or a trade show, they give them away for free. It's not a high value thing. I've got plenty of them around here, but the fact that I can make one with my own logo and phone number and stuff on it, I think is pretty valuable, and just a cool thing to be able to hand out and have people in this industry remember you when you go to events, meetups, shows, or even on sales calls to people. So this is one of those little things. You guys can make one super simple, really quick to print, and not very complicated to design in 3D CAD space. So this is a really good spot I would recommend for you guys to start with. And it also demonstrates one of the main powers of 3D printing, which is dimensional accuracy. You put in 0.125 for a like 11 gauge sheet, I think that's pretty close, and send it to the printer, that opening is gonna come out 0.125. I mean, almost exactly. I'll see if I can get the micrometer on this stuff in a minute and show you exactly how close these tolerances are, because that's one of the beauties of these. You can really make parts and things that fit up with other objects in the real world. And that leads me to the second project here, which is a Sharpie holder. It's a super simple concept, but it's something that I've always struggled with. Whenever I'm doing layout, you always end up one hand on the tape measure, one hand on a Sharpie that has a cap on it, and you inevitably put the cap in your teeth, pull out the Sharpie, make your mark, and then you're trying to find that cap again, and it becomes kind of a distraction. And I think it's kind of a time sucker, especially when you're doing a lot of layout, a lot of measurements over and over again. I've always thought it'd be cool just to have a spot to put a Sharpie right at my layout station. So I can just grab it, make my mark, and put it right back in its place and never have to look for it again. Never have to stab myself in the face with a Sharpie. And it's made possible today by the power of 3D printing. So not a big deal, it's not a huge game changer, but again, it's just something handy. It's gonna make my life easier for years to come. And once I design this file, I'll always have it. As soon as this one breaks, I can make another one. A friend needs one, I can hand it out. I can take it to FabTech next year and give these out as a little giveaway. Whatever I wanna do with it, I can do it because I made it, I'm the original creator, and I have the power of production with these 3D printers. Next project is simple little picket spacer for handrail. We just got into handrail here, and we make big jigs on the plasma table that help us space out all the pickets at once. But if you're a smaller shop and you just need to be a little bit more efficient in your operation, you could 3D print one of these little spacers right here, which is again pretty simple to draw up, a great beginner project to get into CAD and get yourself familiar with it. And this will help you space out each picket individually one at a time. And basically you just use one picket to set the jig, and then set your next picket in that position in front of it, so on and so forth. And you can build your pickets and keep your spacing all nice and perfect without ever pulling your tape measure out, which is really handy, really efficient, and hopefully will make you guys more money in your shop. I'd really guess that you're in this under 30 minutes, total like human time. It's gonna take longer to print, but the beauty of 3D printing is you don't have to sit there and babysit it the whole time. Once you set it up and get that first layer or two down and it's cruising, you can walk away from it. There's nothing you can do to impact that print once it's going, really. I mean, other than mess with it. But if you're not messing with it, it's probably gonna be fine. So it doesn't take a whole lot of human time. Sometimes it does take a lot of machine time, but that's not costly in my mind. I'm kind of thinking that as free labor. Even though there is some depreciation, the machine did cost a little bit of money, but it's not so much that I really have to freak out about any time it's running, like the plasma table is just burning through nozzles and consumables and electricity every time it's on. This is burning through a $15 roll of plastic at inches per hour, it feels like. And on top of all that, it's running on 110 voltage plugged into a regular old house outlet, so it's not even drawing that much power. The cost of production on these is very low, very achievable. They're not super efficient, they're not super fast, they're not made for high volume parts. What they are made for though is custom, weird stuff in your shop that you can't find anywhere else. So that's what gets me really excited about these 3D printers. I totally knocked this off of Bazzatis' Instagram profile. He came up with this original design. I just grabbed it, worked one up myself in CAD, and put it in my own rod too because it's such a great idea. So feel free, please, any of these ideas, they're not unique to me. They just came out and I'm sure they already exist. Somebody's already thought of this. I just happen to have a 3D printer and the access to this stuff to make it happen. So go ahead, grab these ideas, run with them, copy them, turn them into something else. I don't care. Please though, shoot a comment down below and let me know what you're gonna make with a 3D printer for your shop because I'm super curious to see what else you guys can think of. We already have some really cool ideas like I'm not even gonna go into it. I really wanna hear your guys' ideas, and if you don't have a 3D printer, you just have a good idea, let me know that you just wanna see it be created, and I might take some time and work one up and print it up and make a video about it or post it on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys being a part of this channel, and I hope you guys are making awesome stuff. Later!